All right, welcome back.
And thank you for opening
Your mind
and your heart
for another dose
of Red Pill Rapport
with Romy
and Harold.
Let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
Fear itself.
A world for the rule of law.
What's up? Oh, hey everybody. How's it going? Thanks for joining us for another dose of Red Pill Rapport. It's been a while since we've been back, Harold.
I know.
Man.
Did y'all miss us?
I miss being on here, dude. I miss connecting with everybody.
Yeah. I missed us.
Yeah, so it's been a while, and dude, man, we've been through some shit, dude. Like last
Didn't we
week.
say we were gonna go through some shit?
Yeah, man, and it was definitely dark and cold last week. We were in Texas, and we dealt with the winter storm that came through.
The dark winter,
as promised.
as prophetic as Joe Biden is.
So yeah, indeed, we dealt with it, and it was pretty uncomfortable. But what I was pleased to see is how people just stood up and helped their neighbor. People stood up and helped their friends and did what they could to help that. I mean, you saw some stuff, people helping out. Times like this is when the helpers show up, and they certainly showed up, and it was refreshing to see how humanity is. We still have it, So
Still little doses of it here and there when our back's against the wall.
yeah, exactly. So it gave us a lot of time to think. Being in a cold home, without electricity, without a social media to scroll through, without television to look at, without a radio to listen to, all you're doing is sitting in the cold by yourself with your own thoughts. And it gave me a lot of time, and I'm sure I speak for other people that are in the same situation. It gave me a lot of time to just contemplate and to just look at the big picture and see where we're at in the creation of our souls. And history tends to repeat itself, and we've incarnated here on this earth so many different times, and we've created so many different scenarios for ourselves, both with the microcosm and the macrocosm. And the collective ultimately decides what our reality is, right? It's the collective creation that's been forced upon us by the media and and all of the programming, right? So the collective has been creating this world of suffering, and so we've realized that those that know that we have this innate power that we're awakening to, and so with that power we're able to manifest a lot faster, and we can manifest our realities at any given moment. And that's just navigating these different timelines, and that's what our topic is going to be about today, is navigating these different timelines and how we can do this collectively, and how simple it is. But
And how we can maintain a field to manifest the timeline that we want.
yeah. Before we do that, though,
Yes.
Harold,
We got to have you guys check in with us and mess with our algorithms and hit the subscribe button, like, follow, comment, share. please, if you resonate with what we're doing here, follow us on all our different platforms. You can find me at InfiniteU77 on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. And Romy, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Romy Nava 24/7 on Instagram, and I've got a TikTok. It's Romy underscore Rome. It's Romy Rome. ROHM. Yeah, look that up. So that's just fun stuff. But yeah.
So that will be. You can see everything that we got going on. This is not the only thing.
Yeah,
we've
got.
And we're always trying to keep. Just up to date. I know Romy's been more active with his TikTok. I've been watching more of his videos. He's giving you guys tips on different scents to use and vibration tools and breathing and all kinds of stuff. So just stay tuned with us on all our different platforms and just watch it all grow.
That's right. So without further ado, let's get right into it, man. Timelines, bro.
Timelines.
Like, I mean, we're writing. Like, okay, so how quickly can you jump a timeline? Speed of
At the speed of thought.
Oh,
The
speed of thought. It's how fast is speed of thought, dude?
It's a matter of perspective, and it's a matter of choosing.
That's the fastest, right?
Right.
That's the fastest.
Yeah,
speed.
it's fast, but what's your thought process? It's however fast that is. If you're sitting there and having a hard time dealing with taking in a new reality and a new way of being, then the process of switching timelines is going to be maybe more bumpy, and you'll have to learn more in order to get you there. But if you're open and allowing the new information, which are codes, they're like sequences that actually bind to your essence and allow for you to shift into a new timeline. So
when you shift into a new timeline, is that the only reality that you're having, or is that the only perception you're having of reality?
Man,
like, because you have an infinite amount of
right.
realities.
I think we're at the time of separation back to integration. Like, we're in the time of some people are integrated with some of their higher selves and get a peek into alternate realities. Some people see ghosts and spirits and energy and auras, and so they're tapping into different parts of truth.
Right.
And so we're blending in it all is how I see it.
Right.
And we're about to make the transition into the knowing of it.
Right. So these timelines, so it's a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
It's a matter of your thoughts. So we're creating our reality, like I said before, in this microcosm reality, our own personal experiences, but then also collectively we're creating timelines.
Yeah, because what you were saying earlier with a lot of people here in Texas that had experienced the power outages and the state of lack and what that felt like, and man, that wasn't my experience. Like, we had power the whole time, we had water the whole time, we had people that handed us water on backup, and it wasn't like hard searching. Nothing was crazy for us, and we got to spend more family time, and I got more work done.
Wow.
That needed to get done.
Wow.
Where it was like, hey, you shouldn't have done like, things got cut off, shows and gigs, but it was still, we're okay.
Yeah.
And so my personal micro and the macro was different. And so within that, you can kind of see how, I don't know. There's a lot of times I get these visions, these little, where I it's almost like you're looking at the raw energy of what happens when things spin and move and become harmonic. And so within this chaotic field, there's this coherent spin within it, which is what I try to be. Right? And the way I walk, talk, breathe, everything.
Right.
That's what we're trying to show people here is when you walk it, talk it, breathe it, think it, move through it, evolve through it all, then you can be this coherent spinning thing that goes further and further and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it starts to shift everything around. When so many of us within the incoherent field light up and become that, that's what's sending this shift right now. It's us,
Right.
And that's my personal timeline. Like, my personal timeline is, it's never shifted since my spiritual awakening at 10 years ago, and it's like go build your own community, go off grid, and, you know, be your own energy pod as a unit,
Right.
right? As a community, as a family.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody loves and watches out for each other. And we're all good to each other because we're good to ourselves. And recognizing each other as self,
Right.
you know, that's how this space, which I want to create and be a part of, and which we want to create and be a part of, this has been my dream for 10 years. And everything that happens in the macro only serves to push me in that direction even more.
Right. Right.
So,
Yeah. I mean,
so
so
nothing has shifted my timelines, only what looks like for other people chaos.
Right. Right. So you've cultivated this will. You've
Right.
cultivated this dream, and you're still rolling. You're still rocking.
Nothing
It didn't
will
change, and that's
Right.
awesome.
That's
man.
how you hold a field. What
That-
are y'all wanting to build?
Yeah, and that's how you stay on the optimal timeline.
Right.
Right. You continue to create this thought process because your thoughts create your reality.
Yep.
and you don't let a week of coldness mess with your emotions.
Man, we
to-
sledded.
Yeah,
Sled.
yeah. So
Go ahead.
when this happened, right, the lights got shut off, and then life just stopped, and so you have to dig down, and you have to dig and say, okay, like I'm sure there's people out there that spun off in the wrong direction,
Right.
in a not optimal timeline,
Yeah.
and are probably attracting more of that lack and more of that whatever is causing them to
Right.
spin off to the wrong side.
This only put them in more fear.
Exactly. And anxiety and whatever else is going on, right? Of that low vibration. So you have to dig deep, and you have to figure out what is going to help raise your vibration.
Right.
Is it just you just have to just maybe observe what's happening for the moment, because everything changes. Everything changes. So you just observe, like, yeah, this sucks, man. It's cold. I'm hungry. But guess what? Let me just observe it from a.
Right.
Let me try to observe what's happening.
Not play into it so emotional. Once
Exactly.
you let your emotions, you got to balance your emotions. I think that's one of the biggest human parts of this consciousness evolution is balancing and maintaining like our emotions. And not letting things sway us one direction too far or the other, and being able to have a level head, especially just in a thought process. Because I know sometimes I get emotional, and I'm like, damn, okay, that's part of my thing. I need to balance because I can feel what people experience. It's a real cool show I've been watching on. I think it was that Tubi or something, maybe Prime. I don't know, but it's Seatbelt Psychic or something.
Oh.
And this dude, he picks people up like an Uber driver, and he's a medium.
Oh.
And he does readings for him. And he does readings for all kinds of people that wouldn't necessarily believe. And he did this one for a pastor, and the pastor had him stop for a minute and was like, hey, like, I need you to, like, just give me a second to gather myself, because everything he was saying was like so on point.
Wow.
And the pastor had said, like, I have never believed anybody. Everybody gets me, looking at him like he's a skeptic, but this guy just had him shook. He was crying and stuff.
Wow.
Right. So
Wow.
we're going to get more of the thinning of the veil. And this is, part of what I see. And I know a lot of people are left in fear. And this really push them to the brink. And if you're not one of those people that's listening to this, somebody that was, or that is.
Right.
And we need to teach, how to become more of a sustainable human being. Through this, what I observed were my consciousness, because I didn't experience like the hardships that a lot of other people did, was what if? Okay, wow, okay, shit, if our power does go out, damn, I can't heat my house. Actually, we have gas, so I would have put the stove open. We would have slept in the kitchen if we had to or something. But, I'm like, we need to have some propane tanks and like a gas heater to just have on standby for emergencies.
Right.
Why are these builders cheaping out on pipes that if a freeze comes through, we're done, their house is done for? Like, how did they not prepare? Why didn't they not just put the little extra money in what it takes to get things prepared correctly for these things? And also city management. Like, I was looking at the city, like, where was our city
Oh yeah.
through
Yeah,
this?
people dropped the ball, man.
Big time.
It
And
was-
why would our energy grid, like, we need to go off grid. We need to have our own closed system. I told you I got into it with a guy at Subway. He's trying to pick up food for the family, standing in the cold. And I'm arguing with the guy that works at Home Depot. He doesn't believe that living off grid is sustainable. But he has no idea of how to do it. His mind is so closed to the possibilities. And, he said he knew about earth ships. And I'm like, you know what an earth ship is? Yeah, I know what an earth ship is. He didn't know what an earth ship was. So anyway, for people that will listen to this that don't know, there are ways to live off of this grid, out of this grid, out of this matrix, create your own way and raise your children the way you want to and get a piece of land. There's people that are ready to do it in a collective. You won't be going at it alone if you can start talking about this. Mm-hmm. And maybe this is preparing for one timeline. Like, I don't know. Romy and I have been talking about this. Like, what timeline are we on? Because we question it. We're not going to lie.
Yeah, you start to doubt, and,
Right.
and you don't, there's so much censorship, and the sources that you follow that you trust all these years, they're gone.
They're gone, or they flipped and they're like Christian now. And you're like, what? I still carry their oracle cards.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and I still use them. Like,
right here, actually.
yeah, I love her stuff. The art's beautiful. The message behind it it rings true to me.
But
But
yeah, I mean, it's
it's a job to maintain a field,
yeah, it's
to maintain your focus.
it's I lost focus.
Yeah, it's a job.
So I mean,
Did y'all for the people at home or anything, if you're watching and you just saw Romy's train just get derailed on camera, I bet they were like, "Oh,
great.
I just
I just lost track
Right
of where I was at, man. It was good. No, we're on timelines, dude. Like I jumped the timeline just now.
Yeah, right. And that when you get to a point where you can adjust octaves and frequencies, look, Romy and I, we hadn't seen each other in a little while, and it sucked. This dark winter came through, and our roads weren't prepared for traveling, and people were swiping up all the food, and everybody's freaking out all over the place, and it's like you don't want to go out and participate in that. So we made the best of it, and that's what I say is like that's how I maintained our equilibrium at the home. And I have stepchildren, and they were there. We played games, and try to do that as a 3D person. You'll be flipping your shit like, why are they all here? You gotta go. And their parents are already pissed off as it is that the children are there all the time.
Yeah.
Through this whole thing. But it's how you manage through it. And now I got derailed.
Yeah. So the way you keep on the optimal timeline is keep the high vibration.
That's why we came here today too.
Yeah.
Right.
To be on the optimal timeline. Because we did have doubts. That's where we got derailed. Right. We started to doubt our timeline.
Right.
Like, man, are we going to
see
live
how
this
they affect you?
NWO thing, or are we going to live this prosperity life? Like, there's two different opposite ends of the spectrum that we're living on. It seems like we're living on.
Right.
And in the collective that are not awake yet are pushing the negative timeline, and they don't even know it.
Right.
So for those of you that are awakened and are starting to be aware, it's this time is the most important time for you to contribute and give a high vibration wherever you can, to meditate more, to get more people gathered to meditate with you, to do more events, and to gather people to help just simply raise the vibration. There's nothing we can do about the policies and whatnot. So,
well, there are.
Yeah, but energetically speaking, let's
for most people, but we're fuck, man. But for me, there's like the only two timelines still lead to the same thing. One just is more nasty and abrupt, and the other one is more harmonious, and that's the one we're trying to create here with us.
Right.
The other one would be we're stuck with these crazy people for like 3.5 more years or something, and or something like that. But man, my guides are like that's not even coherent.
If you look at all the evidence, everything that we've
Right, there's
researched on
no
the past,
way.
all the way up until now,
And it's only because of
Again.
everyone else not speaking their truth and not holding that high vibration that we would go on that timeline. So this is where the collective and the macro comes into play. We need our followers to be more of that. And if you stop on here, man, I thank you for holding off this long. But if you're planning on bolting out before we're done with this, because we got maybe another 10, 15 minutes, don't leave us, because this is your job to get out there and be that light and hold that high vibration timeline with us.
Yeah.
Because it will aid. You're only hindering what we're creating. And one way or another, we're getting to a place where we have to sustain ourselves. Whether we go socialist, you got to work on sustaining yourself, because the government and the system will not do it for you. You know that already.
Yep.
If you don't know that, damn, you need to be hit with a frying pan by this time. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I had a guy, I went to Sprouts the other day, and he was a guy in front of us in the line to check out. And I'm already have been told I got to wear a mask. And I'm like, I got a health, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, look, it's our privacy, it's private privacy and our private property. And I'm like, man, well, whatever, I put it up, but it's here, and I barely have it up. Sometimes it's my beard, and it's not a mouth, and I'm just like, oh, I don't want anybody to fucking muzzle me. When y'all wake up, y'all are going to feel really dumb, because you didn't do this shit for a flu. If you didn't do this for a flu, then you're going to feel really dumb that you're doing all this for this. One way or another, in my belief and what I've been shown through the synchronicities, is that you're probably going to have to get corona to affect your DNA, to upgrade it and evolve it, because this is what I've been shown that helps with the civilization with their ascension. And it's for a physical being to evolve in the suit, you're going to have some kind of metamorphosis happen. And so why is it called corona? And then our sun also emits mass corona flashes, and we're supposed to have a solar flash. Does that not make sense? And the corona is also the crown. Why would they name it all these things that are like high vibration onto a virus? The only thing nasty about it is the word virus. The way we experienced it is it got rid of all of my mucosa, and then I was able to refill myself with vitamins and minerals and good, healthy alkaline water. And, I'm still reverberating the process of that healing. And that's just me personally. The whole family got it in my house. We all got it. And I think, we're being lied to, and they don't want us to get it. And stop being scared. Hold that high vibration. Just go out and be the truth. We're going that way one way or another. That's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, man. And so to keep that high vibration is do what you love to do. Don't get attached to negative outcomes. Don't try to force anything if there's nothing you can do about it in the now. Don't worry about it, because there's nothing you can do about changing it. Worry about keeping your vibration high. Hang out with the people that motivate you, that believe in you. Anybody that doubts your path or your purpose probably doesn't belong in your life anymore. And so come together, start living in love and not fear. And that's exactly where we need to be.
So one thing is, if you haven't found your purpose and you're lost, like, I don't know what my purpose is, start looking at what it would take to create the life and the world that you want, and see, you'll find your purpose, whether it's gardening, whether it's helping the school, restructuring the curriculum. There's all kinds of things that are already started that you don't know about. Once you start looking for it, you will find something that's like, oh my God, I didn't even know that was there. That's what happened for me. It's almost like these things didn't even exist until I went out and searched them.
Right.
So if you look at something that you think is set up improperly, look at things with a solution. Well, what would it take to actually run that correctly? Because we still need that type of a service, but how can we get it to work right?
Yep.
Maybe you're the person that leads the charge on that. I want to inspire everyone to take action in creating this new paradigm that, look, I'm going to go off grid. If you don't go with another group or by yourself or something, you're going to be in the city. And if you don't flip the shit, I don't know how we're going to work together, because I'm going to need people that'll see what I'm doing out there and what we're doing out there. I need to stop saying it like that. I've just had this vision for so long, and so many people have just heard it and not jumped on. Romy's the first person that's really, well, not the first. There's been others, but we're here. And, you know, he's expressed that this is what we're creating as a collective. And I've been waiting for people to have the same amount of passion about it. And so I apologize when I speak about it in the I. It's been a long time of me building this dream and world in my head, but taking the action steps, right? And so that's just all I'm trying to say is, when you see something that doesn't look correct, start analyzing it. Like Romy said, observe. Like I said, I observed what's not correct with the buildings of our home. Why did that guy at Home Depot that I was arguing with at Subway say that there's no this, that, or the other? Why did we get a fucking, like, all these other carpenters and plumbers made a killing and XXY product got bought up? Okay, what product is that? Why did that happen? How do we remedy that for the future so it never happens again? Who's not automatically just going boom straight to that? Like, straight to that. Hold on, man, I still got to fix this. I get it, but I'm the guy on the side, just like every other homeowner. How does this get remedied so it doesn't happen again? Oh, just replace it. We'll hope that the next freeze, don't forget to run my water or some shit.
Yeah.
Right? Why do we not have insulation in our pipes and in the, who thought of all this stuff? So I encourage action, big time action with your breath, and that will assist in the collective ascension for you. You'll start to see what's going to motivate you, what's going to propel you to stay on that and be highly enacted, like, with what you're doing and your purpose. And when you do that, you're riding that high timeline, because now your purpose is to aid to get to that next level where we're going anyway. So all things leading to that will only be created in your creation from your heart.
Right.
Because your heart space is like, what's the solution? That's heart. That's your heart. All the other stuff is every other thought process.
Right.
Right. To put everything together. But at the end of the day, when you come from your heart, it's like, how do I fix this? How do I make it where no one is hurt from this anymore? That's coming from your heart. And if you're not doing that, then you need to check where your mindset is and what the thought process is. That's what's going to slow down you time jumping and shit.
Right.
Or having you on two different timelines where you're seeing all these Mandela effects go and come. Like, some people were seeing like Fruit Loops one day being Fruit Loops spelled this way. Then the Mandela effect comes in and it flips it the other way. And they're like noticing what? Yeah. And then they go back and it's back the other way again. It's like, what?
Flipping timelines,
I
man.
swear, remember we talked about that? So that's timeline jumping. Mandela effect is an exact observation of the collective consciousness jumping timelines. And so pay attention to that. Knowing you're in your flow, when you're walking by clocks and you see all those little synchronicities like that, at this point in time, it is pay attention. Like, you are in your vortex. So that's your time. That's your personal stamp of approval. Whatever numbers those are. You, like, for me, I walk by my stove and it's 11:11, 12:12, 10:10, 12:21, and it's every time. And I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. How do you? Subconsciously, I'm like, I swear I'm not. I'm only talking to myself. I'm like, I swear I'm not doing this on purpose.
Yeah, no, it's a nod of the head of my guys every time I see it all day, every day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the magic. We have magic all day, every day, from the smallest things.
Yep.
And so that's all we're trying to do with the podcast, is inspire that. Romy, I don't know if you want to hit him with like a bowl or sound or anything.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Let's finish with the meditation again.
Yeah.
That
Absolutely.
went good last time. Do you want to do the same routine as last time?
Man, I forgot.
You did the
what we
bowls.
did.
I did the.
Oh yeah. So
Origin.
we would need to bring your bowls over here.
You down?
Yeah. Let me take off the headphones.
Yes, we are in the same studio.
How the heck? What?
And this was another impromptu meditation.
I know how we do.
This time should be a little smoother. So when you are ready, I invite you to sit in a comfortable position. And if you would like, close your eyes. We'll begin with taking 3 deep breaths in through the nose and filling the lungs and the abdomen with air. And we'll exhale through our mouth. So let's begin with the inhale. Fill in your lungs and abdomen with air. And exhale through your mouth. In our next inhale, fill in the lungs and the abdomen with white light. And exhale out the soles of your feet. And on the next inhale, fill your whole body with white light, cleansing light. And then exhale the toxins out the soles of your feet. And now I want you to examine and notice the jaws of your mouth. And let's relax the jaws and the area around your mouth. And on the inhale, feel your whole head, your eyes, your eyelids, the muscles in your eyes. Relax. And next, I want you to feel your shoulders and your arms and the space around them. And when you're ready, relax any tensions in your shoulders and your arms. Next, I want you to feel your torso, your back, your abs, and the space around it. When you are ready, relax. And next, Next, I want you to feel your thighs and your knees, your pelvic area, and relax. Getting more and more relaxed with each breath. And now feel your shins and your feet. And when you're ready, relax. And on the next inhale, with your mind's eye, see your consciousness drop into your heart center, whatever that may be or feel like. See yourself from the heart center. Feel unconditional love for everything. And now I want you to create a golden bubble of light around your aura and fill it with white, protective light. This is your protection. Nothing can penetrate this golden bubble of light without your permission. And now we'll create an additional bubble outside of yours and send it to your friends and family, anybody who may have challenged you. Offer them the same protection. For they are you, and you are they. And now I want you to see the earth with your mind's eye. Envision golden energy coming from your heart and surrounding all of Gaia, all of Terra Nova, Earth. Fill the earth and penetrate it with the golden light. This golden light will awaken the sleepers. With ease. It will awaken humanity to its power and to take back our sovereignty. Penetrate with the golden light. And now start to feel your extremities as your consciousness comes back to your body. Feel your fingers, your toes, your legs, your arms. Feel your torso. Hear the sounds in the room. And on the count of 3, we will be fully awake and very well rested. On 1, you're feeling more in your body. 2, you're waking up. You're feeling the sensations in the room. And 3, you're fully awake and showing absolute gratitude. Thank you very much.
Dude, that was dope.
Nice.
Man, there were some cool things going on over here.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you
There
this.
was one point where I was able to have this singing, and then I got this one singing, and it was going like I could feel and almost like see the frequencies like going right at the microphone.
Wow.
That
That's
was
cool.
dope.
Good stuff.
Oh,
Good
man,
stuff.
That was real good.
All right.
Man, see, we learned some stuff, and y'all get to enjoy it.
Yeah. So thanks, guys, for joining the meditation. You want to pick that mic up to you? There you go. All right. I think. Oh, there you go. Hey, we are back. And thank you for the meditation, or for joining the meditation, for
Yes.
sticking with us this far
Yep.
into the episode.
Yeah, the welcome back.
Yes. So,
Shit, man, it's
So-
been a long time.
okay, so
right?
with that in mind, we want you to love in all ways. No, love, what is it?
Love
All
in
ways.
all ways from now. Love always
In all ways
from now.
until the end of days.
Peace.
Oh.
Oh,
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 wasn't ready.
oh,
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 oh, oh, oh.
oh.
Okay.